Morning, morning, everybody. Michelle is here. Michelle is in the building on this Thursday. I know it's Thursday. Let's see. I think it's the 28th, December 28th. Let's see what's going on. What? I got it right. Thursday, December the 28th, 2023. In the place to be, baby. So, I'm up doing my thing. Let me pull up something real quick here. Okay, good. So, all right, cool. I hope everybody's doing fantastic, magnificently, and marvelous, because I am. How about that? So, I was doing some thinking. You know, I'm kind of layered up. You know, that's what I like too about when it's cold. You can layer up and then you can take it off. But unfortunately, when it's a lot of heat, you know, the dry heat that's over here, you just have to be mindful of that, because you can dehydrate yourself and have all kind of issues going on. So it's important to just kind of monitor yourself and be you know, cautious about how you're dressing and blah blah blah. Anyway, I told you. Well, I put out a post that says, you know, be as uniquely, authentically you, the best way you know how, the best way you understand that. Because we are one of a whole means that we are all individually different. Just like snowflakes. We're all individually different. We have our own minds, we have our own feelings and emotions and all of those kind of factors that are within all of us. So, let me turn that off. Okay, yes. So it's so important to be as unique, as long as you're being authentic. If you're being authentic, be as uniquely different as possible. Where you will be a hard person to replace. How about that? You know, you'll be a hard, you know, it will be difficult for people to attempt to lump you into a certain category, you know, based on this or that and the other. And sadly, a lot of us are acting like each other, wanting to be somebody instead of ourselves. That's why we follow all these celebrities. And we attempt to, you know, be many celebrities, you know, acting like celebrities, dressing like them, you know, taking on their persona instead of creating our own. And this is to my young people, you know, and that's why I do this as well, for my young people. So in the future, my future descendants, you know, it all depends on, you know, the condition of the planet, but I'll come back to that. I do this, like I said, I do this for my young people, especially my future descendants. Even though, like I said, I didn't have kids, I still have an ancestry that also passes on and passes along. But anyway, a lot of young people, I'm just saying, you really need to get a hold and focus and concentrate on who you are, okay? And find something about that you want to continue to cultivate and contemplate into what you want to be as you continue to develop yourself. Do not be an easy target for someone to attempt to replace your likeness. And what does that mean? Well, we know what's happening, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it, because a lot of people just do not want to expand their beliefs, or let me take that back, not expand their beliefs. They're not willing to suspend their beliefs so that they can expand their consciousness, because you can't do one or the other. You know what I mean? You either, listen, when you either do one or the other. Either you stay in your beliefs forever and ever and atrophy and turn it into, into almost like a dead planet, or you suspend your beliefs and expand your consciousness and find out, okay, what else is going on outside of me that I can cultivate, contemplate into being an original, authentic human being. That's what's evolution of the conscious. It's difficult, and it's going to take, I mean, it goes on forever. Okay, it goes on forever. Evolution of the consciousness, that goes on forever and ever and ever. But each stage of that, there's a stage to all of that. You just can't leapfrog over everybody else and say, okay, I'm done, I'm it. I'm the chosen one. Okay, everybody, it's not your fault if you're doing that. That is just stuff that's been buried into our consciousness for thousands and thousands of years, maybe millions of years, where we have been indoctrinated to believe that we have to horse ourselves up to where people need to be worshiping us and kissing our feet, and that we are, that kind of individual doesn't even exist, and it never has. Where this particular person has all of this, not, this particular one person has all of this knowledge, and that their word is their word. You need to worship them. You need to keep calling out their name in every conversation to make people think that, oh my gosh, this person must be this person. So many people have been indoctrinated, manipulated, and deceived by individuals coming forward, holding a Bible. Let's go there. You can handle it. I know you can. Holding Bibles, quoting out of the Bibles, calling out Allah, calling out Jesus, calling out Lord. A lot of human beings come in and want to project themselves as such a being. Those people I just named were human beings, by the way. But they were not all-knowing. Okay, they were not all knowledgeable. All they were doing is, as individual people do when they're attempting to help, is teach and help. Okay, I said this a while ago. This 144, the 144,000 people. Well, and I've said this also on several videos. That 144, the 144,000 people that a lot of people like to also be a part of. Well, that was several groups of 144,000 people. Okay, that may have gone up to millions. Okay, it may have gone up to millions of people attempting to help, but some got despondent and branched off and started doing their own thing, like create religions or create cults. Okay, so there's a bigger picture about everything is what I'm saying. And until you suspend your beliefs and expand your consciousness, evolve it, or allow it to be evolving, developing, you can pick up certain things about what's logical and rational and reasonable. And it will make sense if you allow yourself to go there. And like I said, nobody has to know. Okay, you don't have to tell people that may target you and make your life a living hell because you are attempting to find the truth and understand the truth. There's no such thing as coincidences, right? I talked about that Georgia Guidestone and why that was destroyed. Okay, did it have hidden meaning or hidden messages for us? That's more likely, because why would it be targeted? So yes, several human beings in the past have been attempting to warn us for thousands of years, maybe even millions of years, about these events that we now are experiencing. Okay, we are in the effects. Okay, we are in the consequences. Okay, these are the times that everybody kept talking about, but everybody kept calling them end times, end of days, end of days. That's nothing but fear tactics, and it's illusory, and it's delusional, and it's wrong. That's not what it is. Okay, that's not what it is, because it wouldn't make sense if that were the case. That we developed in 2,000 years ago, only to come to an end of days. Does that make any sense? It's illogical. Okay, and be gentle with yourself when you realize that you were fed nothing more, nothing less than garbage, sprinkled with fear, illusionary, hallucination, all of that. All of those factors were there because you were expected to be lined up, okay, to be in formation, okay, to follow this person, this one person, or this one image. And that's crazy. That means that you're supposed to listen to your mother and not your father, if you want to do it literally, figuratively, metaphorically. That means you want to listen to one teacher but not another teacher, when there's a whole string of teachers along. We have so many factors of our developing that's is so underdeveloped that, like I said, we are more closer to being inhumane than more human. Okay, there's a certain factors to how the origin of who we are. Okay, and I say we because I don't know. I'm not going to dismiss myself from anything, because we're all in this together. Whether I come from another universe, or you come from another universe, or you come from another planet, or I come from another planet, we're still all in this together. Okay, we're going to age just like, anything else that ages, like trees age, if given the opportunity. Animals age if given the opportunity. And then what happens? Okay, despite what anyone says, this human body that I now reside will die. Okay, this material body I now reside will die. Okay, and then I will, my spirit form, that burst of energy, like a battery, whatever you want to call it, that the collection of energy, spiritual energy, which is invisible, escapes my brain and goes to another location. So like I said, when doctors and surgeons or whoever they are attempt to examine the brain and find something, they're not going to find a goddamn thing. There's nothing there without the spirit form. There's nothing there. It's nothing. We are nothing without our spirit form. Nothing. But a piece of meat that will over time decay and disappear. So I say all this to my young people because, in the future when you on Earth, certain things, because I don't know what the condition of the planet will be. It doesn't look good. But some things will survive, okay? And hopefully you find my material and you'll know that at least somebody in your ancestry were concerned about you, the future descendants, and was attempting to help you and let you know what happened, okay, and why it happened. And so that you'll know that, you'll just know, knowing is the feeding, is the first meal you receive, is knowing, thinking, consciousness. That's the meal. That's your plate. Is to understand what happened and why this planet is in such a upheaval and turmoil. Like I said, based on who's left here. Okay. So I do everything in my power to speak clearly and effectively, because I know that I can reach young people, but you have to make sure you are not speaking over them like like they are need to be spoken over. I just want to make it clear and effective to you as best I can, and at the same time not degrade you and consider you worthless, because a lot of people are saying that, which is so. Now think about it. You're saying to the kids, adults, if that's what you call yourselves, that these children are spoiled brats. They are worthless. You know what? Who created that? Who modeled that? Our young people are modeling who we are and what we've done. So we just need to stop blaming. That's all I'm saying. Just let that go. We're all in this together. We've all done this. We've all brought ourselves here at these times, at these defining moments. And it's defining because I finally see something about NASA finally admitting that there is a massive asteroid out there that's scheduled to hit in 2029. And I say it's between 2029 and 2036, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, okay, if it does, they'll be sitting there waiting. And if it doesn't happen in 2029, they'll disregard it, just like they do with hurricanes, because we all had technology, say 10, 20, 30 years ago, that was inadequate. And a lot of it still is, when they are attempting to forecast things. But if they apply the right thinking, they won't need to be forecasting so off kiltered. Okay, now they have technology that supposedly does pinpoint certain things, but is at the expense of human beings, though. It's at the expense of animals, because we had to cut down trees to put up these poles. Okay, we had to displace animals, which eventually they went extinct. Displacing this, displacing that, just for this equipment, this technology, with the satellites blocking, certain levels of energy that has to come through. So we're all in this together. Blaming other people is wasteful. It's a wasteful time. The damage has been done. You need to survive it. So don't be surprised by certain phenomena happening, certain strange events, okay, especially in regard to our climate. Those are the effects. Those are the consequences of complacency. We are now in it. We're in it. We're in the results, effects, consequences of complacency. Okay, with the controlling of our population, meaning our industrial, even with buildings. We cleared out land for buildings. We don't want to reduce our population with our toys, our equipment. Everybody wants to store cars, vehicles that they'll never drive, and they think that's and they don't understand that vehicles depreciate. I mean, they become worthless at some point, and they rust, and and I know people are probably investing so much into that so that they don't rust and turn to dust, or just. We put so much love and attention on our material toys, and we don't put that love towards each other. The human being needs that attention. Your wife needs your attention, your husband, your lover, your kids. They need that type of attention and love and care. But we just don't want to give that to each other. And that's unfortunately, I can help to, I'll be able to help with that. But it requires a whole lot of suspension of blame, pointing fingers, and, recognize that it's all you. Everything that's happening to you, you created it and you caused it. You made it happen. You made it materialize. You create the devil. You create whatever you are doing the creation of all of this stuff via the energy of your thoughts. Okay? So don't believe that playing video games, even for an hour or two or more, doesn't affect your brain any more than TV or on the internet. Now, even though if you may be working in those certain fields, which not many of you are, so let's get over that illusion and delusion. Not many people are working, on all of that type of technology. It's only a few. But at the same time, you still have to take breaks. You have to, monitor your time. So there's a lot going on, a lot happening. And as this year ends, 2023, we're up for some major developments in our climate destruction, okay? Even under the best circumstances, the damage has been done, okay? We're going to have to open up expand our consciousness to consider other sources of food. Otherwise, you're going to starve, okay? We're going to have to find out how we're going to rid ourselves of all of these toys of material fashion, and before Mother Nature comes through and destroys it, because that is more likely than not. And anyone under the delusion otherwise that something's what do they call it, catastrophe proof, that doesn't exist. Okay, what it will do is, you go on the ground and you'll probably stay there forever and ever and ever, because no one can get to you. No one will be able to find you. Okay, so if that's what you believe, like go hiding in caves and tunnels and underground is going to protect you, you're delusional. And a lot of billionaires think that, a lot of these so-called people in the pyramids, they're hiding on the ground. They got these underground bunkers and this and that, saying that they're catastrophe proof. Okay, if you have an unstable planet, there's nothing catastrophe proof. Okay, now you're going to go to, a lot of them are going to go to Mars at some point because they're there. They've been on Mars. At least their equipment is. They have probes on Mars and probes on the moon, where they are monitoring the situations there. Okay, and they sense and believe that they're going to escape this. And then they're going to, once they get there, unfortunately, because they're not going to listen to me. Are they going to listen to me and say, no, don't do it now? We're not ready to be on Mars. We're not ready to be on the moon. But are they going to listen to me? Not. What they'll do is steal what I'm saying. They'll take the words that I'm saying, steal it from these technology equipments and spin it out, into their and lie and say that they said it first, or they knew this first, or this or that and the other. Steal from the genuine minds of the creators that knew these things. They're going to steal that via hidden hands and churn it out into something that they claim is their idea. And then we have a lot of nerve to be going after people, because this is what they're doing. See, they're scaling the hidden hands of artificial intelligence. As I said, and others have said it, they're scaling the internet. They're scaling the universe for material that they know is copyrighted, that belongs to someone else. They're going to steal it, like they did with Tesla. They did it with Tesla as well. Okay, you won't believe who stole his, well, you might, but you won't believe who stole his technology. Okay, MIT should ring a bell, but fill in the pieces there. So they have this technology, the hidden hands, where they scale the universe of internet, whatever. Okay, they throw it into a chamber called artificial intelligence and spun it out to claim that it belongs to them. there's, none of us, I know this, none of us will be protected by copywriting stuff, trademarking stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I do it anyway. I'm making the effort anyway. Because like I said, at least in the future, it'll be known that this was my original content. These are my original words. These are my original narratives. Because we know it's going to all get spun out and people are going to claim, oh, no, I talked about this technology before, especially the billionaires, because they got money to buy stuff. And that's where they think they have so much power, because they can buy stuff. They can go to Mars and claim Mars belongs to them and not realizing that maybe some people are already there. Go to the moon and claim the moon belongs to them and may not realize that some people may already be there, human beings from other galaxies and planets. Okay, just as here on planet Earth. Okay, if you believe that it's just belongs to the human beings that we know of, then, that's another illusionary thinking. Okay, there are other human beings on this planet that come from other stars and galaxies and worlds. But, a lot of people say, oh, well, I need to see it. Okay. You know what? I think you may get your wish. I think you may get your wish because, as I said, there's human beings that have been on this planet for millions of years, perfecting their technology as well. Okay? And their technology, our technology, is like Legos to theirs. So you're gonna get your wish, some of you. You're gonna meet something at some point. All right? And you heard it here. You will meet it. You're gonna meet with somebody at some point. And you may not like it. And other people have been saying it as well, not just me, but I'm just putting this out to the young people or anybody that's interested in what I have to say. Okay? I care about people, but I like to make it known that, this is not child's play. Okay, these are not games, because we like to play games too. Back in 2022, I think it was. Yeah, it started in 2022 when I was targeted, and I said this, and a lot of people, it's going to be denied. Okay, but once I die, it may be released. Hopefully, and my descendants have the desire, concern, or wanting to do the research. I was targeted. I know that, but it'll be denied. And I guess they thought I was what's that word they like to use? A threat to what's that term they like to use? Public safety, national security. A threat to national security. That's it. Okay. And thankfully, I had cultivated myself where I had internal strength to take it on. I'll explain more of that face to face with people. Okay. And so apparently they found nothing. How about that? But they won't apologize. Okay. And they also will deny that they were targeting me just like they target others. And you may not know that. You may not know you're being targeted until suspicious things start happening. And so what's going to start happening now is they're going to start targeting a whole lot more innocent people because you have something they want. If you have something, whether it's skills and abilities, whether it's income, whether it's creativity, they're going to target you and do everything in their power to take everything that you are. That's why you need to be uniquely different and build yourself up to be able to take this on, because they're going to come after innocent people. They're going to disregard elderly people. They're going to figure, okay, they've lived long enough. They're going to decide when it's time for your grandmother or your mother to leave this earth. Okay, that has been in the works for a while. Okay, where they are intentionally selecting who lives or die. So there's a lot of things behind the scenes that a lot of us don't know. Okay, and it's nothing special about it. It's if you are reasonable, rational, logical, and you know how to understand the complexities in an abstract form, subjective form, objective form, and you know how to pull all of your sensing into thinking and figuring out, okay, what is really going on? Does it make sense to me? It has to make sense to you, especially when you're grounded in your reality. That's why you need to stay out of your delusions, your fantasies, and make sure it makes sense to you. Okay, if it doesn't make sense to you, step back and do a little bit more internal cultivating and contemplating before you just go, you make decisions. You're going to be confused. That's the whole point. So, again, I'm going to talk about, what I can do and how I can help. But I know I know what I'm up against. And I'm thankful, like I said, that there are a lot of people that are figuring things out on their own. And that's how you're going to figure it out, through self-education. Nobody's going to tell you anything that's going to cause you, okay, you're not going to be taught to know more than you need to know. Whether you are in science, whether it's in math, okay? There is a force of energy that's holding us all back if you don't know how to use reason, logical, and rational thinking. Okay, we have that hole in a force. It's fortified to where, because of our thoughts running all over the galaxy and not maintaining and controlling our thoughts, we created that. We created it. So I'm gonna stop right there. I think I said enough this morning. But I think this is it for the year for me with the videos. And then I'll, of course, revamp, all right? And come back fresh with more in-depth situations. My podcast, I'm going to do the same thing with that, as well as my outside ventures. So I'm going to see how I can encapsulate all of it into something meaningful and impactful, and assist as an individual as best I can to spread universal love, because it is about love at the end of the day. We were created out of love. Okay. And we have to, if we choose to, be willing to suspend our egos, be willing to suspend our beliefs, and most importantly, not take everything so personal. If you take it off the personal and make it impersonal, I think that will be easier for you to accept your genuine reality. Okay, you don't have your ego interfering. Okay, you don't have your personal feelings and emotions involved. This is way beyond that. Well beyond that. It's well beyond personally about you. So if you see posts on, a lot of people get all offended when they see certain posts. If it's striking you a certain way, okay, that means it may have something to do with you, or you're just taking it too personal. Take it off the personal and learn how to learn. And I'm going to help. So I'm going to go ahead and say peace and love, and let you know this is this year is ending on a great note for me. And I know at some point I'm going to touch others and help for all of us to help each other. How about that? All of us will help each other. Peace and love. And trust me, I will be back.